There's one more postseason spot up for grabs in the West, as the Memphis Grizzlies and Dallas Mavericks will do battle in the final playing game to see who will play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. The Grizzlies left San Francisco with a loss on Tuesday night as they fell to the Golden State Warriors in a game where we saw Jimmy Butler score 38 points and Steph Curry score 37 points, and a crucial 5-second violation by the Grizzlies in the dying seconds to tie the game. Now they'll have to settle for the 8th seed as they host the Dallas Mavericks on Friday night. The Mavericks stormed into Sacramento and took a surprising 120-106 win over the Sacramento Kings as Klay Thompson turned back the clock, scoring 23 points on 8 for 11 shooting, and Anthony Davis did what we all know he can do, scoring 27 points, recording 9 rebounds and 3 blocks. Now these two teams, who are on totally opposite sides of the standings, will fight for one last spot to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now the key for the Dallas Mavericks is to play through Anthony Davis. The big drawing point for Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks is that no matter what, no matter who they play in the previous game against the Kings and this next game against the Grizzlies, they will have the best player in the series. That is the main drawing point for the Dallas Mavericks. So they need to treat Anthony Davis like the superstar he is. We know he's going to get his shot to fall. We know he's a menace inside. We know what tremendous rebounder and defender he is, and they need to let him play like that. And in turn, him playing like that will open up guys like Klay Thompson to get his shots going. And the rest of the team came out and played well as well. They didn't need to rely on Anthony Davis, but they knew the star power he can bring. He was their leading scorer, but he only shot 9 for 23. We know that's not Anthony Davis shooting numbers. But Brandon Williams stepped up big, 17 points off the bench. Dante Exum, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Najee Marshall, Daniel Gafford, all these guys can step up big and fill the shoes that Anthony Davis can also fill. So the main take for me is the Dallas Mavericks need to let Anthony Davis do his thing and allow someone else or the whole team to step up and be the true second option for Davis when his shots aren't falling. For the Memphis Grizzlies, my main issue with their first game is that their stars, Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., 2 All-Stars, 2 top 3 picks, were brought to Memphis and kept in Memphis for big games like this. They're not playing like the stars they are. Ja Morant only 22 points in 35 minutes. For me, that's not enough. He was an efficient 9 for 18 from the floor. I need more from Ja Morant. I need him to take upwards of 20 shots a game. And Jaren Jackson Jr., your lead defensive player of the year candidate, shooting 40% as a center, only 2 field goals that weren't 3-point shots. That is unacceptable. And Ja Morant is a fantastic, tremendous, athletic player, and he demands so much attention that is going to open up lanes for other guys like Desmond Bane, Santi Aldama, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Luke Kennard to get their shot to fall. It's going to take some pressure off Ja Morant. He's going to be able to facilitate, and he's going to be able to get his guys involved. And Jaren Jackson Jr. needs to prove that he can be a legitimate two-way player. For a guy whose main drawing point is that he's a shooter and he's a defender, being a -7 in one of the biggest game of the season up to this point is unacceptable, and they need these 2 stars to start acting like the stars that they are. With that being said, I do have the Memphis Grizzlies taking this one. I think it's too much. I did say this in the last episode that it would be too much for the Mavericks to beat the Kings, but I do think this is another tall task. They're going to have to come in here and play a better team than the Kings. They're going to have to come into another home and a team that has a lot less flaws than the Sacramento Kings and a more well-oiled machine than the Sacramento Kings. So I think the Grizzlies will take this one, and they'll have to play the Thunder in the first round.